Now we're going to go on to sexual relationships, the one flesh aspect. So when we take another look at this focus scripture of leaving and cleaving, we also become aware of the act of consummation, becoming one flesh. So, what does it mean to be one flesh? Therefore shall a man leave his father and his mother, and shall cleave unto his wife. They shall be one flesh. That's from Genesis. So what is this one flesh? I would like to take a look at 1 Corinthians 6:16. And this is from the Message version, and this has also been translated from the Message version. So it says, there's more to sex than mere skin on skin. Sex is as much a spiritual mystery as a physical fact, as written in Scripture, to become one. So what is this spiritual mystery? The marriage consummation, you see, was always meant to be between two virgins. During intercourse, the male would break the female hymen, resulting in blood covering the penis. This would be a sign of entering into a blood covenant, a joining resulting in one flesh, and to be committed as husband and wife. And you know, by the standards of law, if there is no consummation, the marriage can be legally nullified. So you see, therefore, there is this understanding that it is the act of consummation, the shall be one flesh, that is covenant binding. This wonderful, mysterious, supernatural mystery, the one flesh, is a powerful one, and it is a binding one. It's a joining in the agreement with the person. And you know, this covenant, this joining of one flesh, actually applies to all types of sexual intercourse. So it's premarital, extramarital, one-night stands, in a drunken or drug-induced stupor, and of course through any sexual ritual. It's a joining of one flesh. Through immoral sexual unions, which in fact Jesus says, God says is a sin, an ungodly soul tie is created to each partner, with each partner. And you know, this ungodly soul tie, what it does is that this opens the door for an agreement for the evil one to make a mess out of our lives. It hinders our life. It can interfere with one's life. So in this unseen realm of the spirit world, there's a conduit that's opened up between two people, between everyone involved. And it forms a pathway, so to speak, for the demon spirits to release similar type spirits into the life of the other person. So the two became one, and they become one in the sin. So you could have familiar spirits that are passing, that are spirits of anger, spirits of control, spirits of all kinds of sexual perversions. So you see, that's why it's called a tie, because through this conduit, each person passes back and forth to the other a part of oneself. The good, the bad, and all those uglies. So with many sexual partners, souls become what's called fragmented, and which can contribute to the reason why one can find it difficult to truly bond with a healthy relationship in a healthy way. So when we do prayer ministry, when we cut off ungodly sexual soul ties, we always ask God to bring back to the person the life-giving parts that have been dispersed, so that the person's spirit, soul, and body is no longer fragmented and can be brought back into wholesome. You know, when I was growing up, this was the things that my parents said to me. They said, don't give yourself away before marriage. You see, this was used to help to deter one from having intercourse before wedlock. So this term came out of the understanding that a part of yourself would be given over to the other person. Let's just take a look. So here we have a picture of two people. They want to get married. And maybe known or unknown to them, let's just see if they have had partners, sexual partners before. So they had a couple, each having a couple, more partners. It's not uncommon in some days for people to have over 40 partners. And so if you have this amount of partners, how many other people did those partners sleep with? So they can each have some that they sleep with, that they've had sexual intercourse with. So when two come together, if they're not virgins, and they've had several sexual partners, they're actually not two people in bed. There's all those people in bed with you. That's how you're spending your life, with all these connections that you don't even know of, connections that those partners could have had relationships with same-sex people. They could have had sexual intercourse through an occult ritual. And so all of these connectors have ties to them, have those channels that I'm talking about, those pathways that now enable forces, spirits of different things to come in and to have havoc on one's life. So this is just a thought, a visual thought about what soul ties, ungodly soul ties can bring. And as we know, ungodly soul ties is a joining that has a covenant binding. And God honors all covenants, good and the bad, because we have made them with our free choice to agree to join ourselves with it. And when we violate God's commands, we open up the legal right for curses and demonic influences to bring unwanted pressures upon our life and the life of the other person. Whether we knew it or not, these are the spiritual ramifications, and we had agreed to them because we chose to do it. You know, our free choice also gives us the ability to choose to appropriate God's forgiveness and cancel any demonic assignments, curses, to remove them, and to release ourselves from any ungodly soul ties and attachments. And we can move into God's freedom, that freedom to be who God intended us to be.